Well, hello, everyone. What is up with this? Well, hello, everyone. I guess the microphone is working. I couldn't see the audio mixer there. Welcome to the NFL Contest Show Picks Release Week 9 here at Dead Money Sports in the Gambling Parlor. We've got some action going. We've got our college football parlay, which is live right now. We're looking good. We are. We've only got 20 points in the USC Nebraska game. We're on the under 59.5. Oklahoma money line. They were down up. They're tied 10-10 now. They tied it up. And we took Georgia Tech money line. They were the favorite. They're down by 4 right now against NC State, with NC State having the ball. 25 seconds left in the first half. Up. Toronto just took the lead. 3-0. Bo Bichette. We've got the World Series Game 7, always a fun event. And we've got the Circa Millions Selections release show. We're waiting on the release of the top 5 right now. We can do a quick recap of last week's results. Right now, Potato Commish is in first place with 31 points, 31-9. I mean, that's just incredible. He's picking at over 70% right now. We are 23-17 in 500th place. Not bad out of 5,600 entries. 3-2 in week 8, 12-8 in the second quarter. This is the final week of the second quarter. And we're not in the contention to win any money in that. We're just too far behind. Uh-oh. I wonder if they're going to pull Shohei. I think they might be because they're going to a commercial break. They were just talking about how he was taking extra time preparing after the when they switched from batting to fielding, and maybe showing a little fatigue after pitching in the series just a couple days ago and playing in the field and everything else. It's Game 7. It's the last game of the season. Just gave up that 3-run homer. But so, yeah, this is the money right here, 26, and we're at 23. So we just need a strong week for week 9. Circa Survivor. Or no, this is the lines for this week. What else do we have here? Oh, that's our parlay. The week 9 lines. Thursday, that the Ravens got it done. I mean, that's I don't know how many people were going to use the Thursday night game, but I'm sure more people were on Miami after their performance against the Falcons, and they were laying it with the Ravens in Lamar's first game back. So we'll have to see how that goes. But we can move into my picks for this week 9 slate while we wait on the selections to be released by Circa. Should be any minute now. I mean, normally they're out by 6 o'clock. Oh, and here it is. So let's get into this. The week 5 picks. The top selections. And no surprise there. The team that seems to cover every week. The Detroit Lions, minus 8.5. Going up against the Minnesota Vikings with J.J. McCarthy making his first start coming back from injury. Over 2,000 entries, 2,267. There's only 4 teams on the bye, so we have 14 games to choose from, including Thursday night. To see this many on one side is something. Yeah, Detroit minus 8.5. So people are just saying, hey, you know what? I don't care. Detroit is a wagon. They cover for me every week. They're just riding with them, and I don't blame them. I mean, they're you know hitting at a 70% basically under the Goff Campbell partnership there. So number one, the Detroit Lions. Number two, the Colts -3. This was the rat line of all rat lines. I felt like I posted earlier on X that there's something suspicious about the Colts being -3 against the Steelers. The Steelers we just saw get handled by Green Bay in the second half of that Sunday night game, while the Indianapolis Colts seem to cover the spread every single week. Over 2,000 entries on this one. Very popular. I mean, all favorites this week in the top five. As much as I would have wanted to take the Colts here, I knew one, it would be popular. I knew it would be super popular in the contest. And there's something about the Colts defense that gives me pause, and especially because they've lost some more guys to injury. They really haven't been the best defense. And if the offense stumbles at all, the Steelers team, if their defense maybe creates some turnovers, if they get Daniel Jones to maybe throw an interception, because he's been pretty good at protecting the ball, we could see an upset here. But 2,150 entries are going with the Colts -3. The third selection, Dallas Cowboys -2.5 with just under 1,954. And they will be facing the Arizona Cardinals on Monday Night Football. And it's Jacoby Brissett going for the Cardinals again this week. They originally said that Kyler Murray could be available, maybe as a backup or for like to bring him in for some plays, but it looks like he's still hurt, and that's the reason why they're going with Jacoby. It's not a. I know some people, including myself, are thinking maybe this is like a soft benching with Jacoby playing well the last couple of weeks, even though they haven't gotten a win. They've been in every single game right down to the end. That maybe that Gannon, the head coach, was like, you know what? I'm going to give this guy he's got the hot hand, give the other guy an extra week to rest, and let's see what he does. But no surprise here. But again, it's that fishy -2.5 that is so popular in this contest. I originally thought about going with Arizona because their defense isn't half bad, and Dallas's defense can't stop anybody. I don't know if they can handle the wide receivers of Dallas, though. I mean, Pickens and CD, they've been playing great. I mean, they have kind of regressed a little bit, I guess, statistically with the return of CD Lamb because Pickens was really lighting it up. But that's no surprise there. But Dak's just playing outstanding. The offensive line's been really good. It's just their defense. So this is a tough game to handicap. I would have had to have been on Arizona if I took a side in this one, but we didn't use that game. But number 3, Dallas Cowboys, -2.5. The fourth pick, the Los Angeles Chargers, -8.5, 1,576. Taking on the Tennessee Titans. I'm not surprised. The Colts look great. Justin Herbert's been playing at an MVP level. The defense is playing well. Harbaugh's got them fired up. Meanwhile, the Titans are literally benching all their best players because they've got them all up for sale before the trade deadline. Jeffrey Simmons is out. Calvin Ridley's out. I think Snead is out. All their best guys on defense are all out. They're all sitting this week. They're claiming that they're injured, but I don't know if I believe that. I think some of it has to do with them not wanting them to get hurt in this game and lose their trade value before Tuesday when the trade deadline ends. So no surprise here with the Chargers at -8.5. I mean, it is a big number, but Titans have not been scoring very many points. Ward is, he's looked like a rookie quarterback with not a lot of help. The offensive line for the Titans isn't very good, and the Chargers are playing great. So popular side here. And the fifth pick is the San Francisco 49ers, -2.5, 1,417 entries on the 49ers. It's going to be Mac Jones this week taking on the New York Giants with Jackson Dart. A bunch of the Giants defenders are hurt. A few of the San Francisco defenders were also banged up, but they made some trades to try to plug some holes with guys. And again, minus 2.5. It's the most popular line to be chosen in this contest, so no surprise to see this here. Shanahan's been better on the road as a coach against the spread than he is in San Francisco or Santa Clara. And, it is Jackson Dart. He is a rookie quarterback. They don't have a very powerful offense, not a lot of firepower in the passing game. And I think we could see the Giants struggle. Not surprised with this one either. So those are the top 5 selections for Week 9 of the Circa Million contest. Let's go ahead and see if they've posted the full list. I'm sure they have. They normally come out about the same time. Yeah, here we go. All right. So let's take a look at the top 5. What is it? 2,267 on the Lions, only 528 on the Vikings. Cowboys getting 1,900 to 481. So big difference. Remember last week we were really tight on a lot of the other games. Look at the difference in this one. Chargers 1,576 to only 386. 49ers 1,417 to 55, and the Colts at 2,150. The Steelers only getting 842. So some big differences in these top 5 selections. So if we see a losing week in the top 5, we could see some of the leaders at the top of the board maybe take a step back, start regressing off of the hot streaks they've been on, and allow the rest of us to maybe have an opportunity to gain some positions in the contest. So let's go ahead and get into my top 5 for Week 9. This is the Week 9 Circa Million selections here on Dead Money Sports, and the first one is not the pick. Oh, we're going the wrong way. Well, we saw that one. Is the Los Angeles Chargers, minus 8.5. One of the top 5 selections. As I said earlier, I'm not surprised to see it there because the Titans have been horrendous against the spread, and they're literally sitting the majority of all their best players. They've got an interim coach going up against a team that's playing some of the best football right now, particularly on offense. Their passing game has been outstanding, and their defense is really starting to show that Harbaugh influence that we've seen with his teams in the past, like when he was the head coach of the 49ers. So, you never want to be on the popular side. Well, too often you don't want to be on the popular side because often it's the wrong side. But I believe this is the right side. I didn't think it would be this popular with such a big number, but I guess looking at some of these matchups, I mean, you've got 2 double-digit spreads. Obviously, the Thursday night game, and then some really ugly games that I just don't think people really had a lot of interest in getting involved in. So, even though we have 14 games to choose from, this truly is a limited option. So, my first selection for Week 9 is the Los Angeles Chargers, minus 8.5. Next up, the Houston Texans, minus 1.5. This is a team that burned us when they played Seattle, but Seattle's defense was playing well. The offensive line struggled. Stroud struggled, but they're getting back Nico Collins and Christian Kirk, which should really open up this passing game, which could create some lanes for the running game because their running game hasn't been all that good because the offensive line struggled. But the Broncos, even though they got it done for us last week, they're living on borrowed time with the way that they win some of these games. I mean, they did beat the Cowboys pretty handily, but the Cowboys' defense was really bad. They lost Patrick Surtain. And I know the Broncos lead the league in sacks they have 36 sacks. They're number 1. But if you go back and look, they had 9 sacks against Justin Fields and that bad Jets team. I believe they had 6 sacks against Cam Ward. They had 3 sacks against Jake Browning, and I think they had 4 sacks against trying to think of who the fourth quarterback was, but it wasn't a good quarterback. So, about 22 of their 36 sacks came in those 4 games with bad quarterbacks, backup quarterbacks, guys that are not starting quarterbacks. Obviously, the 9 sacks against Justin Fields really just inflated those numbers. So, although they are a good pass rush, I believe it may be we might be giving them a little bit too much credit. They commit a lot of penalties, the Broncos defense does. That could put the Texans in advantageous positions to score. And the Texans defense is arguably the best defense in the NFL right now, maybe next to the Rams. They're number 1, number 2 in my eyes. I think they're arguably the best defenses we've got in the league right now. And I don't think this is going to be a high-scoring game at all. This is like 17-13, 16-13. This is going to be a low-scoring game. The total is low for this game, and I don't expect there to be a lot of points, but I think being at home, the Texans defense can create some turnovers in this game. And the penalties on the Broncos, I think it will give them just enough to score points to give themselves a lead in this game. But I don't see there's probably going to be maybe 1 touchdown and like 3 fair field goals. And I don't think the Broncos are going to put up a lot. They're missing, I think Mims might be out, or Mims or Franklin. I think Mims, their receiver and returner, with a concussion, so that could hurt them. Got quite a few picks on both sides. This is definitely top 10. 1,392 on the Texans, 1,164 on the Broncos. So fairly even, and a lot of picks on both sides. It looks like one of the more popular games this week as far as two-sided action here. So I feel confident with the Texans, and Houston is my second pick. Number 3, San Francisco 49ers, another top 5 selection. It's kind of a little surprise, but not really. But I know this 2.5 line, man, it is the fishy line. It's the line that everybody likes because they're laying less than a field goal. Not surprised that it's popular. I didn't think it would be this much different because I heard a lot of people saying they like the Giants. To only see 555 entries on the Giants means they're not trusting it either. And I think it has a lot to do with the secondary injuries for the Giants and the lack of a run stoppers on the Giants defense. Their defense is really just in a bad spot against this 49ers team. I think this is going to be a big Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle game. Where they're running the ball and then setting up some play action to the tight end, Kittle, Tongus, and then, looks like Pearsall's still out, but we've got Jennings and who's the other one? Kendrick Bourne. So they've got some weapons, and against this depleted Giants secondary, I think we could see Mac Jones do well. He struggled last week, but of course that was against the Texans, who are, in my eyes, the best defense in the NFL right now. So no surprise that they struggled. They didn't have much pass rush, but this is not a good quarterback, that you're worried about with Jackson Dart. He is still a rookie. Better coaching with the 49ers. So all the way around, I'm confident in this one, even though it is a top 5 selection. Hopefully we get at least those 2 to win that we're on, and some of these bigger ones that we're not on, they at least don't cover the spread and allow us to gain some ground on the leaders. We'll have to take a look at the leaderboard later once they post it and see where the top entries are as far as what picks they're on. But yeah, so I really like the 49ers here. So my third selection is San Francisco -2.5. And the fourth pick is the biggest game of the weekend. The Kansas City Chiefs heading to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Now, originally I didn't want to use this game because I had a feeling it would be popular on both sides, and it is to some degree. We've got more on the Bills, 1,294 to 923 on the Chiefs. I know historically Buffalo has won in the regular season, and the Chiefs win in the playoffs, but this is arguably the best Kansas City Chiefs team Patrick Mahomes is bringing into Buffalo in quite some time. I'm not completely sold on the Bills. I think they looked really good against a bad team last week or a bad defense last week. That's not what you're getting with the Chiefs. And the Chiefs have been throwing the ball really well. They don't have the best running game. Patrick Mahomes actually leads the team in rushing, but their passing game with Rashee Rice being back, Brown, Kelsey looks rejuvenated. Juju Smith's throwing in. You've got Gray, the other tight end. So they've got some guys that are really contributing in this passing game, and Patrick Mahomes is playing at an MVP level. And I think they're going to be able to exploit some weaknesses in this Bills secondary. And Josh Allen and the Bills, to them, this is like, their litmus test. This is the game. So there's a lot of pressure on them. Where the Chiefs, this obviously they want to beat the Bills because they could meet in the playoffs, and one of these teams is going to want to have the home field advantage. But the Chiefs have played in Super Bowls where the Bills have not. So to the Chiefs, they go into this looking at it as an important game, but it's a regular season game. To the Bills, this is like, we have to beat this team in order to convince ourselves that we can beat them in the playoffs, even though it hasn't happened yet. But I'm riding with Patrick Mahomes. It's that -2.5 fishing line, the under the field goal. But that's also because in a game like this, it's probably going to be a tight game. There's going to be some scoring in this game, but I don't think it'll be, 60 points, but it could reach 50 points between the two teams. But this is one of those games where you're going to get two-sided action as long as you keep the spread low, because everybody's going to have an opinion on who they think is going to win this game, and I'm no different. And again, with the options that we had this week, I almost went with the Rams -13.5, but I got talked off of that by somebody who said the Saints could backdoor it. Rams don't blow teams out, which is true. And then this other game with the double-digit spread was just, who knows what you're going to get from the Panthers with Bryce Young being back. And we've seen the Packers play with their food before they finish teams off. So not surprised, that, this game's really unpopular. At least the Rams are a popular side. But the Chiefs, this just seemed like a good spot to ride with Patrick Mahomes. I mean, when you get to, you're laying less than a field goal with arguably the best quarterback in the NFL, I'm going to take that. And I think they've got overall a better team, better defense, better coaching, better special teams. I believe in the Chiefs in this one. I think they're gonna get their second win against this Buffalo Bills Josh Allen team in the regular season. So my fourth pick is the Kansas City Chiefs -2.5. And my fifth and final pick is the Seattle Seahawks -3, heading out east to take on the Commanders. Now, they are the more popular side, and they're in the top 10. But I think people are still, in their mind, they still think that this is the Washington Commanders team of last year. First of all, that team from last year was very lucky. They won about 7 games that were literal coin flips. I mean, you've got the Chicago Bears Hail Mary. You've got the game against the Eagles when Jalen Hurts got knocked out with a concussion in the first quarter. I mean, there's so many games where that Commanders team could have easily lost. Somehow they were able to win. So a lot of people are still thinking that that's the team that we're seeing right now, and I don't think so. Their defense is full of a bunch of old players that are kind of washed. The offense is banged up because they've lost a bunch of guys to injury. Yes, they're getting Jaden Daniels back, but I really don't think he's going to have much for this Seahawks defense. Mike McDonald, the head coach, he is really doing an incredible job with this Seahawks defense. They are confusing the shit out of these quarterbacks with the coverages, with the way they're able to disguise it and the way he moves pieces around. Now they're getting back Reek Woolen, their cornerback. They did lose their safety Love, but he's been hurt anyway, so they've been playing without him. So I don't think that's going to be as much of a problem. Looks like Cooper Kupp might be out, which, he hasn't been the greatest contributor, but he does make plays when needed. They are a little thin at wide receiver, but again, this Commanders secondary is not good. We could see Jackson Smith and Jigba just go off, because when you give Sam Darnold time to throw, he's got an arm. He is an accurate thrower. He just needs an offensive line to protect him, and this Commanders team does not have a pass rush. They've lost a couple of their best players on the defensive line, and again, it's just an old defense that was put together. I don't really think they are over. They were way ahead of schedule last year, and this is where they're at right now, where they're trying to figure out what pieces they need, where and what. And I just don't think this is a very good Commanders team. We saw them get beat pretty handily by the Chiefs, and I think the Seahawks are going to get it done for us on Sunday Night Football. So my fifth and final pick for Week 9 of the Circa Million contest is the Seattle Seahawks, -3. So that is the Week 9 NFL contest show. We've got Seattle -3. Kansas City Chiefs -2.5. San Francisco 49ers -2.5, a top 5 selection. Houston Texans -1.5. And the Los Angeles Chargers -8.5, which is also a top 5 selection. So we've got 5 favorites this week. So let's hope that the favorites keep getting it done, because they've been winning at a pretty good clip to start this season. Well, it looks like the Dodgers scored 1 run, and now they're about to fight each other. Ooh, guy got hit. But all right, so this is the end of the NFL contest show. Good luck to everyone. Join me on Monday night for the late night at the lounge, where we'll be discussing our results for Week 9 and who and what we like for Week 10 and any other topics we feel like talking about at the conclusion of Monday Night Football. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. Good luck to everyone this Sunday.